friends from back home, you know, to going, talking to my dad in my old high school. It's just been kind of crazy to see, you know, all the stories that have surfaced about me when I was younger. Maybe some that I didn't want people to find out about, but it's nice to have this attention, but at the same time, you know, it has been crazy.
In the middle? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you.
I'll
yeah,
take it.
go ahead.
Hey Frank, well, what do you and your teammates make of what seems to be the perception of Wisconsin, and I mean it's gone on for years, as long as you've been there and longer, that you guys are somehow lesser in certain areas, athletic or exciting, fun to watch, and that kind of stuff, and then especially given the context of playing Kentucky, which is seen as the opposite. What do you and your teammates just make of those generalities?
We don't listen to them. We know that everything we've had this season, all of our successes have come from us. It doesn't really matter what other people say about us because we don't really care. So just like it's not going to matter anything we say about Kentucky. I know they're a great team, and we know that they're in the Final Four, but you know, once we start going into, you know, they're athletic, they have a bunch of first-round picks on their team. That doesn't really mean anything to them. Just like people saying, you know, we're a bunch of white guys who aren't that great athletically. That doesn't really mean anything to us.
Can I follow up? Just follow up on that real quick. In your years in Madison, has there nevertheless been you know, an ascension to a new level of athleticism in the program? Are the guys in the Wisconsin program getting better, getting more athletic, you know, less like they're described sometimes?
Yeah, I think this year's team has been a lot different than years past. You know, we got a guy like Sam has so much potential, it's sickening. You know, he's a great athlete, he's a great basketball player, and then we got Trey, who's an athletic point guard who likes to push the pace. And then we got shooters like Ben and Josh in the wings who really spot up and knock down shots. So it's been a different team this year than we've had in my first 2 years here, and I think it's really shown in our run through the playoffs.
Back middle.
Can you talk about the importance of your ability to play on the perimeter and knock down those shots when guys close to your size or your size, do you sense they're being uncomfortable when you do go to the perimeter and the outside?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of different ways to play me so far in this tournament. It's been, you know, putting a smaller guy on me and trying to switch ball screens and not let me get anything from the outside, or, you know, putting a bigger guy on me who's trying not to let me get anything in the post. So it's really kind of reading, you know, how the defense is playing me and trying to create whatever advantage I can for myself, and try to exploit that advantage until something changes.
As a follow-up, has that been a learning experience for you, or is that something you faced, I guess, the last year?
It took me a while to figure it out, you know, at this level. It's something I tried to do in high school, but it was much easier then. This year, it's been kind of a growth from the start of the season. You know, I've had to it's been trial and error with a lot of different things I've been doing this season, so I found something right now that's working for me, and I'm going to keep going with it.
Second row on the right.
Frank, I know obviously the Big Ten has some pretty physical big men, but Kentucky's kind of known for the physicality down low. How do you kind of approach them, and kind of what do you think of their abilities?
First of all, they're a great offensive rebounding team. I think they're one of the best in the country. You saw last game, you know, they really dominated Michigan on the offensive glass, and, you know, I think that was the difference in the game. So we got to be physical with them too. We got to push back when they're pushing us. Anything we can do to counter their physicality will ultimately help us win this basketball game.
Standing up on the side.
Frank, are you floored at all by this talk about NBA and all that stuff? I know you try to avoid all those distractions, but your name has come up an awful lot this last week.
I'm not paying attention to any of that.
And right behind you, even side again.
Frank, what's the key with you guys with your spacing when you guys are playing well? You guys usually have good spacing. What's the key to staying into that for a full 40 minutes?
It's just been the whole season. You know, it's really brought us to this point. If you saw, we were good for a while, and then we hit a slump, and now we're back to playing, I think, at the level or even better than we were at the start of the year. And it comes with, you know, kind of having a new team this year and figuring everything out, how everybody plays and how we can play off each other. And I think we got this formula for success right now that's really been working for us.
Fourth row.
Frank, I know your teammates are kind of jokesters, but I thought I saw somewhere where it was your birthday. Did you celebrate? And what was that all like being part of the Final Four?
It's weird being here for my birthday. I never envisioned that, you know, my birthday would fall on a Final Four weekend, but I tried to stay up till my birthday last night. Didn't really work out because I found myself falling asleep. But I had my family in town here, so it's nice to kind of celebrate with them a little bit this morning.
Back right on the stage.
Yep.
Frank, can you talk about, I know you've had a couple practices out there in the big stadium. Can you talk about just shooting out there with that depth perception and so forth, how different it is than a regular 18 down season?
It's way different. It kind of feels like we're outside to a point. It feels, if you look through the backboard, it seems like everything's so far away. It's an insane venue. I think it's too big, honestly. But it's going to be an adjustment. But that's why we get a few practices and a shoot around in there. So hopefully we can figure things out through those.
We'll go here and then right across the front. You three.
Frank, you were kind of viewed as an overnight sensation, but what have you been working on in your game the last couple of years?
I'm just trying to make myself effective at this level. I came in kind of as an immature, skinny, weak kid to Wisconsin, and I really have taken steps mentally and physically to try to make myself effective at this level. And I'm just learning through, having people like Jared Bergen on my team in years past, Mike Bruzewitz, and this year having Evan Anderson has helped me out a lot. They've really made me a better basketball player, and I've just tried to do anything I can.
I'm sorry, this is off topic from your game specifically, but Ryan Boatwright, you played against in high school and had a pretty epic game and upset with you. I'm just wondering if you followed him and what were your thoughts of him in high school playing against him?
I was really upset when we lost that game in high school. We were undefeated that season. He was the first person to beat us, and it was kind of a sour taste. He's had a great college career so far. He's in the same position I am in the Final Four right now. I'd be lying if I said it wouldn't be nice to match up against him in the final game, but we'll have to get through Kentucky first.
What have you observed about Dakari Johnson, the big freshman they're all freshmen, big 7-footer from Kentucky?
He's a big body. He tries to bully people, and he does it. He's strong, he's physical inside, and he gets a lot of things that he wants down low. It's going to be a tough matchup, and tough going against him. But at the same time, I'm going to keep doing the same things I've been doing through this tournament run, and hopefully they work out for us.
Right behind you.
Frank, I read in the clips that you played against Jabari Parker's high school, on the high school level. I'm wondering if that's shaped up at all, sort of like this game, where you guys employed the Wisconsin way, so to speak, to beat a more celebrated team.
We don't view ourselves as kind of underdogs, if that's what you're getting at in this game. We think that we've had a great season, we've made a run, and we're playing our best basketball of the year, so we feel like we can beat anyone. And Kentucky's in our way of getting to what we want, and that's a national championship, so we're going to do anything we can to beat them.
We'll do 1, 2, 3 on this side, and we'll get to this side of the room.
Frank, your growth is kind of symbolic of a lot of Bo's recruits. A lot of people use the term he's a Bo recruit, kind of player Bo Ryan likes. How would you define that?
Coach Ryan has a system, and he recruits people into a system that are going to take their 4 years and grow physically and mentally into that system. And by the time you're ready to play, you're going to be effective in his system. It comes with a lot of frustrations and a lot of ups and downs, but he really demands the best out of every one of his players, and that's happened with me, and I've been able to grow into this person that I am today and player, and I wouldn't have it any other way.